Good morning or afternoon, wherever you are, wherever you're tuning in from. It's morning for me, and welcome to day 9 of the Heal What Holds You Back from Fully Expressing Your Highest Gifts. I'm really excited about today, and excited not in a way of, high energy excited, but excited in a way of just feeling really settled into the messages that I've been given in the last 24 hours about what I want to bring today to you. And that's what I'm excited about. I feel inspired to bring this to you. I'm going to share a practice with you today as a journey to self-connection and connection with your heart, with your divine heart, and with your heart speak, and to hear what your heart is sharing with you and how it's guiding you. And so if you're just joining in for the first time, this is day 9. Feel free to go back to day 1 and start to watch these videos. They are, I feel there's a progression. This is my first time doing it, and I'm just doing it day by day as inspired to, and I've been really listening to what my heart is sharing with me and how it's guiding me to share with you. And so if you're here live, say hello. If you are gonna tune into the replay, then please hashtag replay. Let me know that you're tuning in. And what I'd like to ask you to do is to make sure that you have your journal beside you. And for some of you, I've been hearing from some of you messaging me and letting me know how valuable this is for you. And some of you have been journaling after these sessions, and some of you have not. But I want to encourage you to grab your journal for today, because it's you're going to have an opportunity to capture this experience. And one thing I know about connecting with this higher part of ourselves is so often there's this real deep connection, and there are these heart messages that come through, and it's so easy to then jump into the next activity of the day, and whatever came through it trickles away out into space. And what we've captured through our heart and what our hearts have told us can so easily dissipate. It's not that it's gone, because it's always there. It's that the noise of life and the distraction prevents our connection with it. So if you would make sure you have a journal. We have been talking about trust and faith in the last few days, and trusting, fully connecting into this place of self-trust is something that is cultivated. It's a skill, it's an art, and it's also an intention. And we all have free will and the ability to build this trust by trusting. And what I mean by that is we can build this trust by trusting ourselves to sink in, to deepen, to connect in. And connecting in with yourself and your heart knowing is connecting with your higher intelligence. And it's what connects you back home. It's what brings you home. It's what helps you to return back to this place that feels like home. It feels like this beautiful, protective, supportive, loving, caring, respectful place where you're held. You're held in your home. And as life happens, we've talked about this throughout this series, is it's really easy to distance ourselves and come away and come apart from our true home. So in terms of building this trust, one of the things that is really important to understand is that as you build trust in yourself, what you're building is a trust that the answers and the clarity that you're looking for actually lives within you. It's not out there in some method or in some book or in some, external source of information. It's right in here inside your heart, and your heart speaks the answers to you. The more and more you build this trust in understanding that your answers truly live inside of you. And so discovering the answers that live inside isn't something that we're taught. And this is what I'm so passionate about facilitating, is to facilitate spaces and offer guided, guidance, offer guidance that helps you to uncover the answers that live inside you, because I never will, I never have, and I never do profess to know the answers for you. I simply do not know the answers for you. I know the answers that live inside of me. And by allowing those answers to bubble up and through and out in the highest expression of my gift, this is my gift to you. And so this is what I desire for you, is to contact those answers that live inside of you and build a trust in them. Build a trust in your heart intel, that intelligence that is so pure, so pristine, so clean and clear, that really knows what you need. It knows what you need. It knows what your gifts are. It knows how to guide you. And so my belief is that the more we guide ourselves to journey, and the more we journey into this self-connection, into this heart connection, and the more we intentionally turn towards this connection with our heart, so that we're intimately communicating with our heart and hearing how it wants to guide us, this becomes a practice. And the more we practice this, the more in tune we become with the answers that live inside and with the direction that our heart is giving, rather than the direction that our brain, our thinking brain, is giving. And trust me, I have been working with this for so long and really unpacking the power that the brain, the thinking brain, has had. And the ability for the thinking brain to take charge and to control and to think, to convince me that it has all the answers. And so every time I have connected back into my own heart intelligence, I have developed a greater understanding of its power. And this heart, this divine heart power, is what fuels our lives. It's what fuels our creation. And by virtue of being human, we have a thinking brain. And so it's really flipping, it's turning the table and giving the power to our heart's intelligence and to our divine intelligence, as opposed to giving our power to our thinking brain, which is led by the collective. And the collective programming is steeped in a fear and lack programming, like we talked about before. So it's really turning the tables. And I'm here to say that the more you practice, the more in touch you become with this heart intelligence, and the more capable you become of gaining the clarity that you're looking for, of clearing the fog from the confusion that you might be experiencing, of being able to move from fear into faith and fear into self-trust more quickly, more and more and more and more quickly, until it becomes a way of being. And so, and I've talked about this before in this series, that every time there's a challenge or there's chaos happening, it literally is presenting to us to say, okay, you've come this far. You have cultivated your trust to this degree. Now I'm here, challenge, I'm here to cause you to deepen your trust even more. And what a gift that is. So when I talk about connecting and this journey back to heart and back to the true nature of who you really are, I'm referring to this heart's intelligence. And I talked earlier a little bit, there's so much to say on each of these days, there's so much more to say on each of these, but we're, scratching these surfaces to open some part of you that is going to ignite. And anyway, so in terms of the opening, we've talked about the heart intelligences, and I've also introduced you to the fact that there are several intelligences active in you. And there's the emotional intelligence, there is the mental intelligence, and this is the mind and the thinking brain's intelligence, that if we learn to carefully curate how we want to, have that thinking brain think, then this larger consciousness that is us is actually taking charge and is leading the way, rather than our thinking brain, analytical brain, overthinking brain taking charge. So there's the mental intelligence. There's also the sensory intelligence, which we haven't really touched on so far. And there's the imaginal, the intelligence of your imagination. And before I take you through this journey, through this guided journey, I want to just talk to you a little bit about this imaginational intelligence and this capacity that we have to use our imagination that's a part of us that was squashed when we were little, that we were told, oh, stop daydreaming, and oh, it's all in your imagination, and come back down to earth, come back to reality. And because our imagination was identified as something that's not worthy of giving attention to, that's not that doesn't hold any value for us, we've put it on the back burner. We've put it aside and stopped using our imagination. And I want to share that, if you think about athletes, high-level athletes who use their imagination to visualize themselves performing their athletic feat from start to finish. And I always think of a ski racer, because I'm a skier and have been for all my life. And, that stands at the top of that ramp and imagines and visualizes their entire run down, right down to the terrain conditions, right down to the wind hitting their face, right down to the speed they're going at, right down to the increment of precision that they're using at every turn around every gate. And they're visualizing every single gate, every single turn down to the bottom, and they're visualizing themselves reaching the bottom and winning that race. And this is through the power of visualization that high performance athletes use, and they are taught to use through high performance coaching. They're taught to use this imaginal intelligence and to visualize themselves creating the outcome that they wish to create. And so our minds think in pictures, and because our minds think in pictures, to a very large degree, we're able to harness and utilize that ability to imagine in order to create the reality that we wish to create. So this visualization that I'm going to take you through is something that it was actually gifted to me years ago. And I've since created many more visualizations to help people connect with this higher heart intelligence and bring them back to this place of that feels like home. And so many people say to me, I know that I've experienced this divine spark, and I know it, but it's so elusive and it's so short lasting. I've experienced it and then I've lost it. And so this is what I'm talking about, is that it exists, and you know that you've had glimpses of it, you have felt it, you've been in the company of this divine heart wisdom before, and it becomes a practice to return and to connect with and to meet this part of yourself again and again and again and again. So that's why there's been so many visualizations and practices that I've developed over time, and that have been developed over time. And my desire for my clients is that I always introduce you to these practices and then help you cultivate the ability to create your own practices through your own heart speak and develop your own heart vocabulary that leads you forward. But this is a one such visualization that I was gifted. Someone gifted it to me long ago, and I found it extremely, extremely powerful. And I want to share with you today. So if you are here live, then, or if you are here on replay, either way, I want you to just find a comfortable place. And if you're driving, or if you're not able to take this next segment of time, it'll be about 7 to 10 minutes or so. Right now, then hit pause and come back. Or you can listen to this, but do come back when you're able to find a really comfortable place, a quiet place where you can sit, where you can relax, and where you can give yourself the time of day to take yourself on a journey as you hear my words. And I would love for you to experience this in the most in the way that you're meant to experience this. And there is no right or wrong. There is no good or bad. There isn't one single person that will experience it the same way as you do. So let yourself have your own unique journey, and sit comfortably. And when you feel that you are comfortably on your chair or your ball, I have a ball that I sit on, which helps my spine maintain a nice straight posture. Wherever you are, close your eyes. Give yourself permission to close your eyes and feel the contact of your body on your chair. And feel the sensations of breath coming and going. And inhaling through your nose, pausing, and slowly exhaling, making the exhale longer than the inhale. And exerting no effort to breathe. Instead, just allowing this breath to move on its own rhythm, along with your spine. And as your attention settles on your breath, invite your body to relax. Notice if there's any tension in any part of your body, your shoulders, your jaw, your hips, to just release and relax. And allow your eyeballs to fall back into the back of your eyelids. And let your heart and your body say yes to becoming calm. Say yes to releasing any tension that's being held, either consciously or unconsciously, letting it fall away. And as you continue to breathe effortlessly, just feel the grounding support of your chair, beneath your feet, on the floor, the support of the earth beneath your floor, And settle into this invitation offered by silence to come to rest and allow your intuitive heart intelligence to show up into this experience. And you're about to meet your divine heart wisdom, the part of you that lives in your inner core. This is your inner authority that leads all parts of you towards the fullest expression of your life, of your gifts, of your purpose. And the key attributes of your divine heart are wisdom and compassion, the parts of you that remind you to be gentle with yourself. It holds courage. That's the part of you that dares to come to this Heal series and dares to sit in the quiet, journeying with yourself, and dares to take the inspired action that support you. And the attributes of clarity and certainty that your divine heart holds, these parts of you that knows what's needed. It's this part of yourself that has access to all the clarity, the wisdom, the compassion, and the courage that ever was. Your divine heart knows that everything is exactly as it's meant to be here and now. It loves you so completely and unconditionally. And no matter what happens, it holds you in gentleness, infinite compassion. And it believes in you so completely without question, so grounded and seeing quickly what's needed and how best to move forward as you trust it. It's in relentless pursuit of the best for you. This divine heart wisdom is unshakable. It's unwavering. And it's always been a part of you that wants to be more available for you. So take a deep breath and relax into your imagination. Let it take you to a place that's completely beautiful and it feels safe. It feels inviting. It feels rich, an extraordinary place of beauty. And give your imagination permission to sink into this place. You can make it up, sense it, see it, feel it, and allow whatever surfaces in this moment to be that intuitive open door. And as you imagine this place, look around. What do you notice? Whatever you see, imagine, or sense is exactly as it is meant to be. Sense it, see it in detail. Take in the colors, the textures, the sounds. Is there a smell here? You might want to touch something. Let it all come so alive that you can almost taste it. And as you walk around or sitting or standing and getting to know this beautiful space, you hear the sound of someone approaching. there's a sense of anticipation and wonder, or even excitement. You're about to meet someone special. And now they come into view. Your divine heart walks towards you and enters your space, and eager to meet you as well. And as your divine heart approaches, notice, what does it feel like? What stands out about it? What is it wearing? How does it stand or walk? What is the essence of this divine heart, wise part of yourself? And now you're face to face. Greet one another. Notice what it's like. Feel into and notice the energy of this divine heart wisdom that's always been here for you. And now you have access to each other in a new and conscious way. And so now find a place to be with each other for a conversation. You can sit down, get comfortable. You might walk or look out at a view together. Just find a place to be with each other. And now ask the following questions of your divine heart. And then pause and listen to the answers. Trust this intuitive intelligence as it speaks, even if it catches you by surprise. Ask, what is important for me to know about you, dear divine heart? And just listen. What do you want for me? And just listen. How can I connect with your wisdom and your strength easily? And just listen and hear. What is the name by which I shall call you? And now notice that your divine heart has a gift for you and is handing it to you. Open your hand and receive the gift. What is it? What do you notice about it? And ask, what would you like me to know about this gift? And listen. Now we'll be drawing this conversation to a close. This is a time to thank each other, knowing that you can greet each other right here in this space and time, any way and any time you choose. Your divine heart is here for you. It's here to support you in your journey moving forward, and always has been here for you up to this point. It takes patience and commitment to be able to hear and follow your intuitive divine heart, the quieter voice of this true self inside you. And the more you come to know and access this internal intelligence, the more real it becomes and the easier it is to connect and to turn to. So now take a deep breath, breathing in this experience, remembering just what you need to remember. And another breath, returning to this space and time. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and sit quietly and journal whatever was revealed to you on this inner journey that you've taken yourself on. And once you've done that, if you feel inspired to share afterward in the comments, give this expression and this truth that you've heard a life. Breathe the words onto paper. Breathe the words into expression. And know that by sharing your words, you're giving them even more life and speaking into existence what you wish to create. I'm going to sign off and see you next time. Bye.